Shalom Aleichem, everyone. We're continuing in the Hachseik's learning of the PELE YOETZ. Today is day number 18, and we are in Avas Ish Ve'isha, the love that a husband and a wife have for one another. We're speaking about the husband's obligations towards his wife. Certainly, everything we mentioned up until this point is when you have a wonderful wife that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has bestowed upon you min hashamayim, from the heavens. You found a good wife. Of course, honor, love, respect, gently rebuke when you need to, and show her a better pathway in Yiddishkeit, but always bring her close with the right hand. Certainly there will be a strand of chesed that is running over her. And she will be beloved to her husband. That goes without saying. However, more than that, a husband that a not such a good portion has fallen into his lot. Garba bisha, if a wicked bone has fallen into his lot, right? Chava, the first woman, was created from the side of the rib of Adam Arishon. So she's really atzma mi'atzomai, and it says in the pasuk over there, she's the bone from my bones. And therefore, if a wicked bone, which is your wife, has fallen into your hands, isha kasha, a difficult wife, who oimed b'nisayin gadol, he's in the midst of a great challenge. He needs a lot of strength in order to deal with her with peacefulness and friendship. Lichvayid hashchina, for the honor of the Shechina. As we know from the words of Chazal, Ish ve'isha zacho, if a man and a woman, a husband and wife, if they merit it, Shechina shoyre b'neihem, then the Shechina will dwell between them, because Ish is Aleph Yud Shin, Ish is Aleph Shin Hey. So you have an Aleph and a Shin with an extra letter of a Yud. You have an Aleph and a Shin with an extra letter of a Hey. Yud and a Hey, that's Hashem. Ish ve'isha zacho. If they merited, they really worked on this marriage to make it something special. Shechina shore b'neihem. V'imla, but if they don't, you take out the Yud and take out the Hey, you take out Hashem's name, what are you left with? By the man, Aleph and a Shin, that's Eish. By the woman, Aleph and a Shin, that's Eish. You're left with Eish, two fires that are just burning each other up. So therefore says the PELE YOETZ, even if your wife is not, she's not the greatest Eishes Chayil in the world, she might not even be close to the Eishes Chayil that you sing about every Friday night. But nevertheless, you are married to bring the Shechina between you, and you are going to have to work on making that happen. Because these things that are going on in your life, that Hashem was mizavig you, He brought you together with this woman, that you perhaps think you made the biggest mistake in the world of, you should know that there are many, many, many things that are going on behind the scenes. The Rabbi Shalom has cheshbonis, he has accountings that are going on in Shemayim. There are Gilgulim, there are second times around, there are reincarnated souls. You don't know why HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you this wife in this lifetime and what you need to accomplish. You have to work on yourself. V'yitin al liboy, and you have to place into your heart. Ki ba'arazim nafal shahaves, even in the great arazim, the great leaders of Klal Yisrael, the giants of Torah and mitzvahs, they also had difficulties that they had to deal with. Ad shamu, till it says, Dayenu shematzilas oisanu min achet. A man should think, even if his wife and it's not the dream girl that he had when he was dating, he should think it's enough. She saves him from chet, because since I'm not married, I can have relations together with my wife. I don't have to be looking around the world everywhere that I go and have all these wild thoughts. Umegadloi says benenu, and she helps us, or she raises our children. So those two things alone is enough for a husband to have tremendous hakar satoif, gratitude to his wife. V'gam yitein el libay maimarim zal. You should think about the following words of Chazal. Shedaiton shel nashin kalis. The minds of women, their das, their knowledge, the way that their minds and their brains work, their kalos, they're very light. Sometimes translated as flighty, which means a woman is the master of the multitasking. She can be changing a diaper, she's cooking dinner, and she's reading Tehillim all at the same time. She could be mopping the floors, and she's giving advice to a friend, and she's ordering her Uber Eats for dinner that night. She could do it all. A woman, her mind is always moving. It's very light. It moves around quickly. And therefore, just because your wife doesn't always act in the way that you were hoping that she would, it's not a symbol of her being a bad wife. It's just that's the way that sometimes the minds of the women work. And he's not saying this in a bad way. Chazal are not being chauvinist over here and saying negative things. They're telling you the mitzias, the reality, so that a man should understand why his wife sometimes acts differently than he would expect. People say, Isha, Sarah Aruch, a woman has long hair, but her das, her mind is short. Long, beautiful hair, that she has. But sometimes, since her mind is always jumping from one thing to the other, it's not elongated and it's not focused in. Sometimes it's short and quick and moves from place to place. And therefore the husband has to bring out his own seichel, his intellect, to know how to deal with this in the right way. If your wife ends up transgressing your will, so to speak, and she angers the husband, you guard yourself and make sure you do not get angry with her. Certainly, I don't have to tell you, you're not allowed to embarrass her, to curse her, or to hit her, God forbid. This is the way in which the lowly kind of uncouth people of this world, that's the way that they behave. But we're hidden. Ayah doesn't scream and yell and make nasty, angry faces at his wife and frighten her. Chas v'chalila, get angry at her. Your wife that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you min hashamayim to raise a family together with, to be safe from hate, all of these things. You're screaming and you're yelling and you're angry and you're nasty and you're rude and you're crude. That's not the way of Klal Yisrael. That's the way of the rest of the world, and the people that are rude people, that are empty-minded people, but not like us. He's really hurting himself. Rather, you should speak to her softly, with the sweet words. That's the only way that you can be machiach, that you could possibly rebuke her. But rather what you should do is you should be very patient with her. And you should bear the insults and don't be the one that's going to insult. Accept upon yourself this decision that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made to be mezavik, to make you and her get married. Be mekablet b'simcha, O Baruch Hashem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm so happy that my wife nags me every single night when I come home. I'm so happy, Rabbi Shalom, that she never has dinner waiting for me, even though that I asked her 1,000 times. I'm starving when I come home. Rabbi Shalom, I'm so happy that my wife is always running late, and we're never ever on time wherever we have to go. Thank you, Hashem. I'm besimcha. I am in joy. Ki Hashem ishal ish, because from HaKadosh Baruch He brought this woman to her husband. Well, if Imam Rabbi said in Zichron Revuch, as I'll teach us, someone who has a bad wife, some wife that's driving him crazy, listen to the bracha that you get. You will not see Gehenim. And he says, truthfully, it's fitting that you should look for a bad wife if you'll be able to withstand the test in this world, because then You won't have to contend with Gehenna afterwards. And since that you were Oymed, you stood up to this challenge, you won't get Gehenna twice. You got your Gehenna in this world. Better to get Gehenna in this world than in the world to come. Over there, it's going to hurt much more. But you're embarrassed. You want to have the greatest simcha in the world, but you know what? If you makabel everything with simcha in your life, even the wife who is the Ishara, she's a bad wife, she doesn't respect you, she doesn't honor you, she calls you names, she embarrasses you in public, she puts you down in front of the children, all the wonderful things that wives could do. You say to yourself, Baruch Hashem, I'm actually getting Gehenna in this world. When I go there after 120 years, whew, the Olam Haba is going to be enormous, and no flames of Gehenna will get me. Ella yikabel bi'ava, rather accept all of this with love. V'yikabel schar toy bi'amola, and you will receive a great reward for all of your efforts. So if you have a wonderful wife, ashrecha, fortunate are you, because that means that you can focus in on the ava'aza, the true love of her, and you can take care of her in the right way and be mechaber her and honor her. And like the PELE YOETZ writes over here, that you will be able to rebuke her gently and discreetly, and you'll be able to help her become a better servant of Hashem and always being mekarver, bring her close. And if you have an Isha Ra, a bad wife, says the PELE YOETZ, Ashrecha, fortunately, maybe even more. Because by being mekabel that nisayon in this world, by going day to day through all of the same repeat performance, the screaming and the screeching and the nagging and the making you feel bad about yourself and you're good for nothing, you're not a good husband, I never should have married you. All of those beautiful, endearing words that the wives might say. Think to yourself, Gehenna in this world is better than the Gehenna in the world to come. And therefore, thank you, Hashem. And you're makabel the nisyonos, b'simcha ba'ava, and you'll receive a great reward for all of the amalah, all of the hard work that you put in to this world. All the best.